So just imagine if President Obama asked Mitt Romney to join his administration, and in exchange, they called off the November elections. Well, that's pretty much what's happening in Israel today. There was a secret early morning meeting, and then an announcement. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling off plans for earlier elections. Instead, he invited the opposition Kadima party to form a new unity government. Netanyahu and his new best friend say this move is crucial as Israel prepares to confront Iran over its nuclear program.
We would like to create a very broad, stable government. In fact, the most stable ever.
This process of the broadest ever national unity government is a historic moment of national unity. This unity is important for the future of the State of Israel.
Nathan Gutmann is the Washington bureau chief of the Jewish Daily Forward. He joins me now. How's this going to play out? This is astounding. It's the right analogy, right? It's like Obama and Romney say, let's call the whole thing off. Let's be buddies.
The things you can do with a parliamentary system that you can't do with a presidential system. Basically, what Netanyahu did is that he first called early elections. He wanted to dissolve the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, in order to go to elections a year before their term, in order to strengthen his base. But then, the last moment, as the Knesset was getting ready to vote on this, he sat in the back room, as he said, with Shaul Mofaz, the head of Kadima, and closed the deal. And now he has the biggest coalition ever in Israeli history. He has 94 members of Knesset out of 120. Basically, he's unchallenged. One of his rivals even called it today the biggest coalition since Ceausescu in Romania.
And you know Aaron David Miller. He's here in the United States. He was a negotiator for the Clinton administration in the Middle East peace talks, other administrations as well. He wrote this today on CNN.com. He's the king of Israel, and we may just have to get used to it. Is Benjamin Netanyahu the king of Israel?
Well, definitely he's unchallenged right now. He has elections only a year from now. He has the strongest coalition ever. It will be unimaginable to actually defeat Netanyahu right now before the elections and probably even after, because Kadima, his main rival, is actually co-opted into his coalition right now. So it will be very difficult to see Bibi Netanyahu go away.
Does it make it more likely, less likely, or does it make a difference in terms of when we get into late May and June, if the Prime Minister, who has disagreements sometimes with the White House over this, does not believe the sanctions have enough teeth, does not believe Iran is giving up anything in the negotiations, when he's facing that decision, do I have Israeli military strikes on Iran? Does this change that calculation?
Not necessarily. Inside his own coalition, he has himself and Defense Minister Ehud Barak that support a hard line, that believe that Israel might be forced to take action against Iran even without the United States. But now he brought in Shaul Mofaz, who actually thinks, as do some former military chiefs, that Israel should wait. Israel should let the U.S. take the lead on that. So he does have some dispute within his government now, although it's easier to deal with that kind of dispute when they're in the government and on the opposition.
In the new family, you might say.
Definitely.
Nathan Gutmann, it's a fascinating story. We'll stay in touch. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
It's amazing. Now let's move to a fascinating story here in the United States. A top Democratic strategist, you know him well if you watch CNN, has a blunt message for his fellow Democrats. In an opinion piece just published on CNN.com, our friend James Carville writes, if you want to win in November, Democrats, quote, you need to WTFU. Most of you know what that means. We're a family-friendly network, but translated, wake the you-know-what up. There